everybody, welcome to Cartoon Artwork. My name is Arty, and if you want to learn about all things art, then you are definitely in the right place. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Enjoy! Art. What is art? How do you define art? Seriously, what is it? The Oxford Dictionary defines it as the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. So by that definition, if something is produced by a human that possesses a creative skill and imagination, it can be defined as art. But does it need to be beautiful? Does it need to evoke an emotional response? What about the banana taped to the wall? Made by Italian artist Maurizio Cattelan. I mean, I've seen this in person and let me tell you, it definitely evoked an emotional response. I pointed and laughed at it. I mean, it's so small.
How dare you!
It's like the only thing on the wall. Plus, did you know that it needs to be replaced, like the banana needs to be replaced every 3 to 4 days? This kind of art falls under the genre of conceptual. Oh my god, I can't say conceptual. Okay.
A few moments later.
Okay.
Conceptual.
Wait, where am I? Okay. This kind of art falls under the genre of conceptual. Far out. Okay.
Conceptual.
This kind of art falls under the genre of conceptual art.
Not bad, not bad.
Which by itself plays by its own rules. Is it imaginative? I'd say yes. Not only because it's something you don't see every day. I mean, like, how many times do you see food duct taped to the wall? But also because it's satirical. The piece is literally called Comedian. Is it beautiful? No. But a monkey would definitely have a different opinion. And speaking of monkeys, the way they make abstract art is not that different from us. So like what? Does a piece have to be made by a human in order to be considered art? Can you tell the difference? One is from Congo the chimpanzee, and one is a Jackson Pollock. I guess it would have helped if you taught the chimp to sign his name.
What?
And that's not to say that art has to only evoke good emotions. In fact, if you as an artist successfully make people hate your art, or make them go through all the stages of grief, good. If you can't make them love it, by all means, make them hate it. Case in point, Saturn devouring his son, painted by Spanish artist Francisco de Goya. When I tell you I was horrified and disgusted the first time I saw this, I'm not kidding, I thought this was made by someone who was clinically insane. And, after some research, I think he might have been. I don't know which part made me recoil the most, though. The frantic eyes bulging out while still portraying this inner turmoil? Or the grotesque way Saturn is devouring his son's body like the Titan chomping on Aaron's mom. I hated it. I still do. But I also couldn't stop looking at it. Because there was so much I could learn by just looking at it. I mean, the different techniques used, the bold brushwork, use of negative space, why the muted colors contrast the brightness of the red blood, the brilliant use of darkness and light to show depth and uneasiness, and anatomy. And that's something you're not going to exactly see from AI. I mean, name any artist and they'll have their own definition of art. So would it be easier to define what isn't art? Not really. I mean, do you remember the time when digital art wasn't considered real art? Man, that took me back. And the reason behind this logic was because it was considered that the computer was doing all the work for you. boy, were we definitely a decade ahead of ourselves. But, you know, I'm glad that as artists we collectively decided to accept digital art as just another medium, because at least it gave us a chance to turn our hobbies into actual careers. And now we have AI. These are from Deep AI. And guess what prompt I used for this one?
Whose hands?
It still has the original artist's signature. I mean, come on. And this one? I mean, it's kind of trying, but also not. Why are there so many fingers? I mean, at least I hope they are fingers. For this one, I used crayon, and I put in the prompt pink sock puppet. You know, after myself. I am kind of a piece of art too. Right, guys? And, you might want to brace yourselves. Ready? You're not, but get ready. Here it is. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. But this wasn't it. I mean, it doesn't even evoke emotions in me, other than disappointment. Because I can tell that it's not made by a living thing. AI's creativity is limited to what prompt is used and put into which software. It doesn't showcase a skill set, maybe other than art theft, and it doesn't even use or even resemble the prompt that I use. I mean, even Squidward wouldn't call this art. And I know you might think that I'm being harsh, but like, I can. Because this isn't a human being behind this image, let alone a living thing. There's no feelings that are gonna be hurt, which also makes the whole process of insulting it kind of pointless. So, what did we learn today, folks? I mean, I learned that art is way more complex than we thought. And this is just visual art. I mean, do you think Oxford should revisit their definition? I don't think it's too far off, to be honest. The human part may or may not be needed, but that also depends on if you view pieces done by animals as art. I mean, maybe the meaning of art is just to question everything that makes you feel alive. What about you? What is your definition of art? Subscribe. Sorry. But thank you so much for everyone that actually stayed till the end. If you actually learned something, comment down below. Or maybe if you want to learn more about other artists, or maybe even different kind of movements in art, different techniques, do let me know. I'd love to actually make a video on it. And don't forget, subscribe. And hit that bell icon, because this is just the start of the journey. Goodbye, and good luck with your art.